benefits of an employee break room community share at your community. So my name is Callie Wright. I'm part of the Life Share Client Experience team. And with me, I have Kim Hartnett, and she's going to be manning the chat and helping to answer any of the questions that you have. Okay, we also have a poll to start it out, and you can respond either at the web address at the top, or you can use your cell phone and you're going to text code to 22333, and then you're also going to put in yes or no with those different numbers by texting. So I'll give you some time to respond just so that we kind of get an idea what we're dealing with as far as our attendees go. All right, so far it looks like we have some people who do not have a employee break room in their community, but then we do also have some that do have an employee break room. So we'll talk about what you have available to you, and even if you don't have an employee break room, you can put your community share in an area where you know employees maybe are clocking in and out, or they're walking in that doorway, just so that you can continue to keep them informed. So what do our customers say about the employee break room community share? I'll kind of paraphrase this for you. Chuck is one of our clients, and he basically describes in this story about when he realized he needed a change in his employee break room. Previously, they had been putting up paper flyers and announcements, and he found that his employees were no better informed with those kind of tools. So he made a change, joined up with LifeShare, and started to display a community share in his employee break room. And he has seen a drastic change in the way that his employees are able to keep informed with things going on in the community. When we're finished with the webinar, we will follow up with you in email, and we'll send this PowerPoint to you and so that you can review it later. So how are you organized? Do you just have a singular community, or are you part of a larger network? One of the benefits to having an employee break room community share, if you are part of a larger network, is that you can have information disseminated from the top down. So from home office, they can push out to specific information to your employee break rooms that are good for your employees to know. So we'll go through a lot of the different benefits and types of information that you may want to put on your employee break room community shares. But as always, you don't necessarily have to have a home office that's pushing information down to your employees and staff. You can have community-specific and local information for your staff. So how do you currently keep your employees informed with information? It may be that you have mailboxes where you put flyers, you may post it on a bulletin board. It is an open response. We just want to know how you currently keep employees informed about maybe any changes, meetings coming up, trainings, even onboarding. So some of the different ways that our current participants keep their employees informed are through newsletters, bulletin boards, some digital signage, and company-wide meetings and email. Perfect. Okay, so here we're going to outline some of the benefits that we're going to go and dive into more specifically about the employee break room community share. So the first benefit is to be able to promote your company culture, inform your staff, provide training, recognize your employees and your staff, and you also have access to our free mobile app. So there's a lot of benefits that go along with that. We're going to dive into each of these areas a little bit more closely and talk about some of the benefits. If you have any questions at any point, please don't hesitate to put them in the chat box, and we'll be happy to make sure that we address them during our time here together. So company culture. Communication is key in establishing your company culture. seems like there's a greater focus on the culture in the workplace these days. So one of the things that you can do is set a tone with inspirational quotes, thoughts of the day, things that you want your staff to be thinking of, uplifting ideas, that kind of thing. You can also make sure that you're communicating your company mission and vision. If you have a specific mission that you're trying to accomplish every day, and you want to make sure that your staff is reminded of where that mission is rooted, you can put in slides that help explain that mission and vision. If you have company-wide goals, maybe for your staff, for your state surveys, or just day-to-day care, make sure that those goals are visible, because the best way to attain those goals is to make sure that you're constantly working towards those goals. If your staff is not aware of the goals or are not seeing those goals on a daily basis, they're not going to know to measure themselves and see where they are as far as those goal completions are. And the final thing that you can do is employee initiatives. So whether that's tuition reimbursement that your company offers for further education, or maybe it is scholarships for college age kids that are a part of your community, those type of initiatives can also be communicated in your community share. Oh, and also share pictures of your campus fun. Okay, it's not all work. There is some play involved in your company culture. So make sure that your employees are reminded of that and the fun times that they had interacting either with your residents or with each other. Any questions about company culture, go ahead and pop them in the chat box, and we'll go ahead and move on to the next benefit. Informing your staff. So you can share your daily activities in your community, so they can know exactly when your residents are going to be doing cooking club, or whether you're visiting the library that day, and they can help to promote these activities with the rest of your residents. You can also add staff meeting times to your employee break room, and it helps to remind your staff as they're eating lunch or on break that that specific staff meeting is coming up. Your staff is the most powerful tool to make sure that word is getting out to families and to residents about different things that are going on in your community. So make sure that you keep your staff informed with everything that's going on with the community, so that they can be an asset to you in disseminating the word out to your residents and families. Okay, staff benefits. Okay. This kind of goes along with the HR in your community. So make sure you're sharing information about available benefits. Maybe it's a flu shot clinic that's going to be available for free to your staff, or there's open enrollment, any type of thing that has to do with your staff benefits. This is a great place for you to be able to communicate with them. Your staff and your community get a lot of emails to their work email address. So instead of having to sift through to find the necessary information that they need to know about their benefits, put it front and center while they're eating their lunch and enjoying their break. You can also share contact information for your human resources staff, so that if they do have any questions, either about PTO time or sick leave, anything like that, they do have that contact information available to be able to reach out to them. Another way to use your employee break room community share is for staff training. Your community share shows a slideshow most of the time, but what people forget is that there is an on-demand resources section when you exit the slideshow, meaning that you can upload videos to your LifeShare device that won't necessarily be showing in the slideshow, but that you can pull them up on demand. So you can upload training videos for them to be able to watch. I've walked in many employee break rooms that are clients of ours and seen that they have onboarding processes going on where they're watching videos on a computer. It may be about bloodborne pathogens, first aid, just care for residents. So this would be a great way for you to house it on a TV. They can watch it bigger than a computer screen. You can have multiple staff watching it at once rather than trying to crowd around a small computer. So this is a great way for you to upload training videos, or even initiatives for onboarding. You can also share announcements for specific in-service trainings that you have going on. For the state survey, we know that you are required to have certain nurse trainings, so making sure that those are visible, and that also goes a long way for your state survey so that they see that you have those things in place as well. You can also offer up information for and opportunities for further education. We have a client that partners with a local school, and it helps them get further education and get pay raises based on the education that they receive, about either if they're a nursing assistant and they're working towards becoming a full-time RN, or maybe they are a life enrichment assistant and they are working towards becoming a life enrichment director. So they partner with a local school. So making sure that your staff know about all the great programs and opportunities that you have available and that you offer, that are benefits to them. And these are things that you wouldn't necessarily want showing in your slideshows in the hallways, because they're not applicable to your residents or to your families. You want this specifically going to your staff. Okay, employee recognition. We all know that your employees and your staff function better with praise, and we do not recognize our staff often enough for the great things that they do every day. You not only want to celebrate their victories, but you just want to celebrate them as a person. So share your employee birthdays. You can also spotlight an employee of the day to get to know your staff. This is especially important if you do have new staff members that other members may not know. For security reasons, it's also great to be able to highlight those new staff so that if other staff see them around the building, they recognize them as not a stranger in the building, but somebody who is new. Also, you can recognize your employees for a job well done. Maybe it's an anniversary that they have for the work, or maybe you have given out a specific award for, community service, or going above and beyond, or maybe they were mentioned in a customer satisfaction survey. Any of those things help to recognize your employee. And we actually have specific slides, this yellow one that's kind of gold and shimmery, and there's also a blue one, and they actually slide the picture in so that the text in the picture will show together. So those are special slides that we have available. If that's something that you're interested in, and the employee recognition slide, let us know and we're happy to help you. We also have a help document on our website that explains to you how to do a manager of the day slide, as well as your employee recognition. Okay, the next area we have is mobile access. So like I mentioned before, with all of your community shares, you do have access to our customized mobile app for your campus. Each of your different care units has access to a different area customized for that care unit. If you have an employee break room, it also has a specific login that points to the information that is in the employee break room. So your employees can log in and see all the information that is on the break room TV. So they may not be able to go into the break room all the time to see what's on the TV, but they can access this information from home. So they can prep for their day, looking at the calendar to see if there's a staff meeting coming up, or they can even see some of the community events that you have going on for the day before they even get to your community. So share your community access pin for your employee break room with your staff. We're happy to help you create your own slide to put in the slideshow. It provides that staff with instant access to that community information. And this is so important because as your employees are walking around the building doing their work, most likely they have their phone in their pocket, but they are not right next to one of your community share slideshows. Family, residents, other staff may come up and ask them questions they may not know the answer to and don't want to go find a TV to find the answer. They can pull out their mobile phone, pull out the mobile access, and be able to answer those questions about the schedule and activities, menu, things that are going on that day, any announcements. So let's reflect on the things that we've talked about today, and I want to know from you how you would use an employee break room community share at your community. What types of information or what types of things would you want to make sure are being shared with your staff? I think the announcement feature in the employee break room community share is a great option to be able to prep them for certain things that are coming up in your community. Last night I was at a community where they had their customer satisfaction survey event for their families. So letting staff know ahead of time that it was going to be it was taco themed because they wanted to taco about a 10. On their customer satisfaction, so they could let them know about the theme ahead of time. Good. Upcoming meetings, shout outs, recognition, daily schedule, benefits, all those are great things to share with your employees. When we send this out to you, there are some resources that we have available for you. We have PDFs. We also have vlogs, which are short videos. We have a longer webinar about certain aspects that we talked about today that your employee break room community share can help you with at your community. I want to talk to you about our next webinar, which will be on October 8th at noon. And this webinar is specifically going to be focusing on our LifeShare games that are available both on our community share and on the in-room LifeShare. And we're going to be talking cognitive benefits for all skill levels and levels of care. So how to adjust those activities and how to use them in either a group setting, individual setting. So we hope you will join us, so mark your calendars. And because you attended this webinar, you are on our list to receive an email reminder if you'd like to register for that webinar as well. As always, if you ever need help, please do not hesitate to reach out to our support team. We have a great group of client experience specialists here at LifeShare, and you can reach them at support@lifesharetech.com. You can also reach them by phone at 317-825-0320 extension 1. And when you're logging in on our webpage, there is a blue little chat bubble in the bottom right-hand corner. You can click that and be able to chat with our client experience team at any point. We do encourage you to follow us on social media. We are on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook, and our parent company, Spectrio. We also encourage you to follow them as well. We do offer a larger suite of products other than just digital signage. We have Scent, and we have On Hold messaging, and even music messaging. So if you're interested in any of those products, we are happy to help you out and point you to the people that you need to talk to in order to find out more. So you can get tips, tricks, all kinds of things from our social media. Well, we thank you so much for joining us today. Kim and I are going to stay on the line. We do want to be cognizant of your time, and we are hitting our half-hour mark here quickly. So if you have any additional questions, please make sure you use our chat box, and it can be questions about anything. We're happy to help you. Thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate you.